Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Bamirich here, back with another video, and today we are going to be. It's been a few weeks since the last video, right? But we're gonna go straight back in with a quick recap. We're gonna look at the recent game week 12. We're gonna go through a quick game week 12 review, right? So a quick review video. We're gonna cover some of the talking points. I'm not gonna go through every single game. Just cover some of the talking points from this game week. And yep. Elephant in the room, maybe not an elephant, maybe something more joyous, I don't know. Maybe, some people find elephants joyous, I don't know. Anyway, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Manchester United manager, former manager now, has been relieved of his duties. And yes, you know, we'll get into it properly in a minute, but it is a bit bittersweet actually, because, you know, he is a legend of the club. And, you know, a lot of people are probably looking at it and say, no, I'm glad he's gone. I'm glad that, get him out of my club. Yes, I'm glad he's gone, right? I'm glad that we've made a change. You know, we needed a change. I've been screaming for a change. And the final straw was this weekend. We'll get into that in a minute. But before we get into all of that, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and all that good stuff. And comment about what we're going to be talking about today. But let's get into the video. So first thing we're actually going to do is talk about some of the managerial changes that has happened over the last few weeks. So firstly, I think I can't remember what order the changes happened in, but obviously, and we're going to look at it in the context of the fixtures in game week 12. So we just had Villa, they've changed their manager. They got rid of Dean Smith. They brought in Liverpool legend Gerrard. Now, if you're looking at the United as an example, bringing in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Chelsea as an example, bringing in Lampard, that didn't work for them, but. You know, Gerrard isn't a Villa legend or anything like that. He's just done quite well at Rangers. He's done quite well in his first managerial role. And I actually think he'll do quite well at Villa. I think it may be a case of him doing well at Villa for a couple of years, and then if Klopp leaves in a couple of years, maybe Liverpool will take the risk and bring him in there. But he's actually done all right. He's done well at Rangers. He's done well, obviously started off well at Villa with a 2-0 win over Brighton as well, because Brighton have been a good team. They've started the season well. They've been defensively solid. And if you've seen the highlights for that game, they actually were the better team for the majority of the game. Brighton had like 67% possession, stuff like that. It was a good start for Villa, for Gerrard. You know, first game as manager of Villa, and I think it's their first win in 5 games. So you know, you can't go wrong with that. You can't begrudge that as a start for him. And I think he'll do all right there. I think he'll do decent there. I don't really know what Villa's expectations are for this season, but I reckon he'll do all right for Villa. Anyway, let's move on to the next team, right, that made a managerial change. Newcastle. Now, Newcastle brought in Eddie Howe, right? And he wasn't even there. He wasn't even at his first game because he had COVID-19. So he didn't even attend the game, but still a good start for them. 3-3 against Brentford, who, once again, if you've been watching this channel, you'll know that I think Brentford have started quite well to the season. They've had a bit of a blip, to be fair, and in the context of them being a recently promoted team, you have to say it's still a decent start. But yeah, so they got their 3-3 draw. Once again, it's better than they've been doing recently. I think they've just been losing the games recently. So yeah, it's not a bad start for him either. But you know, these new managerial appointments, out of them, looking at obviously Gerrard, we just spoken about at Villa. This guy Eddie Howe at Newcastle. I'd like Newcastle to stay up just because they have a lot of money, but they're actually bottom of the league now because of another new manager. Not necessarily new, but he just switched clubs. He went from Villa, now he's gone to Norwich. Dean Smith. So Dean Smith was sacked by Villa. Now he's gone to Norwich, and he's got them their second win of the season, 2 in a row. Obviously, their last win got their last manager sacked, weirdly enough, which was their first win of the season. But yeah, Norwich have won the second game in a row now, and they've got this new manager, Dean Smith. And to be honest, I think he'll do well there because he was doing well at Villa, and I guess they just decided, you know, enough is enough. Like I said, they'd lost 4 games in a row. The Gerrard win was their first in 5 games, I think, or whatever, 5-6 games. So it was understandable them getting rid of him over there, but he's a good manager and he will do well at Norwich. And now he's there off the bottom of the table because of their 2 wins in a row, which is better than United, much better than United's form at the moment. Can you imagine? Norwich are more informed than Manchester United. Oh, and we faced them dreadful. Anyway, yes. So 3 new managers in the league. I don't think there's any other ones, and 3 pretty decent starts for them, right? Obviously, if you look at then the team we're going to talk about next, yes, we're going to talk about the thrashing that Manchester United received from Watford this weekend. 4-1. We lost 4-1 to Watford. And I say that because Watford are like 2 points off the relegation spots, right? So this team, no offense to the Watford fans, no, I'm not taking the mick here. Let's be honest. Watford are likely to be battling relegation this season, right? And United obviously lost to City just before the international break. We lost to Liverpool. Everybody knows 5-0 got thrashed. We lost to Leicester 4-2 a few weeks before that. We beat Tottenham. Oh, hooray! And we still didn't sack Solskjaer. But then this game, and let me get into it now because I put it off a little bit by talking about other managers, but let's get into it a little bit, right? Ranieri is also a new manager. The new manager story, it seems, is what's kicking in here. All these managers lost their jobs for below par performances. Obviously, we've spoken about before Nuno Espirito Santo losing his job at Spurs and then bringing in Conte. All these managers lost their jobs, but Ole Gunnar Solskjaer somehow kept his job. Not anymore. He's gone, like I said at the start of the video, and like I said as well, it is a bit bittersweet because he's a legend, and I don't know if you've seen, United released a video of like a leaving video, which is really weird because when managers, like I said, there's been like 5-6 managerial changes this season already, and none of them have released a goodbye video interview. United released the interview with Solskjaer straight after he got sacked, basically on Sunday, and they said that, well, basically they interviewed him. He said some stuff about how he loves the club, all this stuff, X, Y, Z. And he basically was crying at the end of it. He was, "No, I'm so emotional." And I was like, it's sad to see. It is sad to see somebody, like, it's a human being, he's got, his family to feed, whatever. He loves the club, all this jazz. But ultimately, if you just are very unbiased and just look at it from a, black and white, are you good enough for this role? He's just not good enough. But the problem is, the main issue is the club is above him. Right, and that issue hasn't changed because the backrooms. Ole's always said that he wasn't coaching the team anyway. He's even in that interview he said, I'm very good at making a football environment, and basically bringing in the good feel good factor. Essentially, is what he was trying to say. So he's never put himself out there as being the coach of this team or coaching or teaching the tactics or anything along those lines. He's got coaching staff to do that. Mike Phelan, Mike Carrick. Clint Dempsey and all these and all these other guys. I don't know what the other guy's name is now. I can't remember his name. Kieran McKenna, that's it. All these guys are meant to be all these coaches, right? They haven't been sacked. They've all kept their jobs. So Ole's he's just being the scapegoat. They've got rid of him, but they've left his backroom staff in place as interim, right? They're going to look after the team for the next 2-3 games. We've got a game on Tuesday, and then we've got obviously a game next week against Chelsea, who are flying at the top of the table. So I don't really know if it really is any change because the same coaches are coaching the team. Nothing, I don't think, will change much. Van der Beek in that Watford game came on. If you don't know, we were 2-0 down in the first half, worst first half ever. And then Ole made 2 changes at halftime. Brought in Martial for Rashford, and he brought on Donny van der Beek for McTominay, who was dreadful. Van der Beek within 10 minutes scored a goal. Now Van der Beek hasn't played. Crazy fact, right? Crazy stat. Daniel James, who we sold in September, or I think it was September we sold him. He's still to this day played more minutes for us this season than Donny van der Beek has played. That's just mad to me. But anyway, Van der Beek came in at halftime and he smashed it. He scored a goal. He created like 2 big chances. If Ronaldo and Bruno could finish, they would have. Well, I don't want to say we would have won the game, but we would have done better, and Donny would have had a goal and 2 assists. So it's crazy to me how Ole didn't really play Donny much at all this season, but it's too late now. So I think the only thing that may change is these guys that are now in charge of the team that were already coaching the team. So Carrick and them and his boys them. They may just switch it up a bit. They may not play people like McTominay, Fred. They may play Van der Beek, etc. But I just until we get a new manager in, I don't think anything really is going to be changed. We can't really kick off and really start properly. So we're waiting for our new manager. All these other teams have got their new managers. Let's bring our guy in. And I hope we get either the Ajax manager, Erik ten Hag, because he seems like he'll bring in his own backroom staff. He'll bring in his own tactics, and he seems to be, he's a solid guy. But at the same time, then I was complaining before that Ole isn't an elite manager in terms of the likes of, Tuchel, Klopp, Pep, Conte. So maybe really the guy we should bring in is Zidane, who's won numerous Champions League titles now as a manager, and he would fit that bill of an elite manager. So maybe Zidane's the guy, but apparently Mrs. Zidane doesn't want to live in Manchester. I mean, I can't blame her, but I don't know where she's living now. France ain't hot, is it? But I don't know where she's living anyway. But please, Mrs. Zidane, just allow it. We need a good manager. But yeah, so let me know what you think about your team. If you're a Villa supporter, Norwich supporter, Newcastle supporter. If you're a Newcastle supporter, you're probably feeling nice at the moment. You've got lots of money, got a decent new manager, and well, you're bottom of the league, but who knows? Who knows what happened in January? But yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of Ole getting sacked. I'm happy. Don't get it twisted. I'm happy he's gone because change is important in this. Like, the form we were on was dreadful, right? Relegation form. We'd literally won one game in 7 games. We won one game and drawn one in 7 games. That's 4 points from a possible 21. That is relegation form, right? So I am happy he's gone, but it's just bittersweet because he's a legend of the club, and it would have been nice if it worked out. It would have been amazing if he became the next Pep Guardiola and won us ridiculous leagues and cups and Champions Leagues, but it was never going to happen, let's be honest. So let's see what happens going forward, and I'll be back again with more videos, covering the Premier League games, reviews, previews, Fantasy League, Fantasy Premier League. I did quite well this week, but watch out for the video on that. Like I said before, like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel, comment on the video, let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.